Hello, my name is Loewen, and today I'll be presenting our paper From Imagination to Innovation, using participatory design fiction to envision the future of accessible gaming wearables for players with upper limb motor disabilities on behalf of myself and my co-authors. So it's a well-known fact that 16% of the world's population experiences having a disability. That is roughly every 1 in 6 people. Video games are also played by over 40% of the population and are known to have positive, creative, emotional, and social benefits to those who play them. So when video games are inaccessible to people with disabilities, they are excluded from these benefits. And with how widespread video game play and disability are, that's not an insignificant number of players. In this study, we focus specifically on exploring accessible video game interaction for disabled gamers who experience upper limb motor disabilities. Upper limb motor disabilities are diverse disabilities that affect the upper body and it can interfere in one's sensations, movement, and coordination. In the study, we aim to explore the use of wearable technology for accessible video game interaction from the perspective of lived experiences of players with upper limb motor disabilities. To help participants ideate on wearable interaction outside of the bounds of current technology, we employed the method of design fiction. Design fiction is a design method which combines research, storytelling, and design speculation to create diegetic prototypes of objects that do not exist but could feasibly exist in the future. And these feasible future designs are represented through diegetic prototypes. We also understand that it can be difficult for people with disabilities to discuss their experience with disability, or that they feel the requirement to speak for everyone with a disability. Therefore, to focus our discussion on the experiences of our participants and to give them a character to speak on lived experiences through, we collaboratively developed a persona, which additionally served as the character in our video diegetic prototype that we created. We had 3 research questions in this study, which were: what strategies can be developed to support future wearable assistive technology controllers for players with upper limb motor disabilities? How could a persona as a research activity be used to understand our user group of individuals with upper limb motor disabilities to inform future designs of accessible gaming wearables? And how can a design fiction diegetic prototype be used to represent the future of accessible gaming wearables? We explored these 3 questions through 2 research phases. The first, to gather a base level understanding of our user group's experience with the video games and wearable interaction, and the second phase to explore the design space of accessible gaming wearables and the implications that they have on gaming interaction. In our first phase, we conducted interviews with 11 video game players with upper limb motor disabilities, and more information about phase 1 can be read about in the paper. The first phase of the study provided information about how wearable interaction could be incorporated into video game controllers, but still did not provide information about how that interaction would practically translate into video game actions. So our second phase focused specifically on this aspect. We decided to approach the second study from a design fiction perspective, as the resulting diegetic prototype would provide a practical look of what wearable interaction would look like in gaming and identify different design implications. So to solve these gaps, we developed phase 2, which answered our last 2 research questions. More details on the process used for the second phase of the study are provided in the full paper. In phase 2, we took a narrative inquiry methodological approach and analyzed the data using dialogic performance analysis. Narrative inquiry is a research methodology that focuses on understanding life experiences through storytelling, and dialogic performance analysis is a narrative inquiry analysis method that focuses on the content and context of participant stories. The process of dialogic performance analysis followed these steps. So in the process of using dialogic performance analysis, we first highlighted the stories of lived experiences that arose through conversation during the participatory design fiction workshop sessions, and restoried those narratives through the chosen framework. To retain context, different story, and other valuable speech elements were also noted. Those restoried narratives are then rewritten as scripts, which help focus on which data prove most valuable to our research. Then, when applying this analysis method to design fiction, we took portions from these restoried scripts and used them in the script for our diegetic prototype, which we chose to implement through a tech review style YouTube video. Design fiction is a common method used in HCI to inform designers and researchers about the future implications of adopting new technology. And the diegetic prototype aims to represent this implication and also aims to realistically reflect future technology in the media where it would fit now. And the goal of our diegetic prototype was to authentically represent the experience of using an accessible gaming wearable as described by participants during the participatory design fiction sessions. So here are a couple of examples of how restoried participant quotes were taken and used in the script for the diegetic prototype YouTube video. And now I'll also show a short portion of the tech review YouTube video that we made as our diegetic prototype.
So as far as things that I like about this device, I really like that it is customizable to whatever part of the body you feel you have the most control of. And I really like that it spreads interaction all over the body, instead of just being confined to fine motor movement in the hands. That, I think, is a really big plus for this device. I also feel like, on some level, it gives me a bit more immersion in-game. That's a really hot topic in gaming since VR, but for me and many other members of the disabled community, VR can be inaccessible. So this is a kind of cool way to bridge the gap in gaming immersion and involve more of the body in gaming like VR does. On that topic, if you want, you can watch my video about the MetaQuest by clicking the link in the description. But I also like that this device is modular, and I feel like if I got tired of using it on my arm, I could switch it to a different part of the body and keep playing, or even switch to a regular controller. And with that, I do really like that it adds more to the collection of Xbox adaptive compatible devices.
In terms of our primary findings, we found that the use of a persona was an effective way to provide participants a character to speak through when they had difficulty speaking about their own experiences, or also that thinking about the persona's characteristics and preferences helped participants reflect on their own. For the diegetic prototype, we found that the visual and audio narrative we created with the YouTube video provided an immersive look into the experiences of our participants, spoken through the persona character, and provided a look into the practical use of wearables for accessible gaming interaction. Lastly, we also reflected on our use of different analysis methods for the first and second phase of the study. And this paper specifically provides an in-depth exploration and explanation of how to utilize narrative inquiry and dialogic performance analysis in SIGCHI research. Further details on the discussion of our findings can be found in the full paper. And thank you so much for listening today.